Can you hear me? Okay. Hi, Tim. Hi, Dennis. Hi, Frank. Hi, David Zampieri. Come stai? Hi, Yiping. Hi, Smack Daddy Rabbit. How are you guys doing on this fine hour? This is like midnight. In the midnight hour. She says gone. Is this what she said? She says gone, gone, gone. Love that song. What I was supposed to do? Okay. I have a surprise for you guys. Reason I'm having a live stream today is because I will be away. Yeah, I'll be away soon. So next week I won't be having any live stream because I have to prepare for the start of my rehearsals on next Sunday. So we're having rehearsals on 13, 14, 15 we're taking a break, 16, 17. So rehearsals on 16, 17, 18 we're flying off to LA. Though I'm not looking forward to it. It's like 22 hours. Which reminds me, where's my tickets? You're supposed to send me my tickets anyway. Yeah, so be flying off to LA on the 18th. I'll be back on the 28th. So don't miss me too much. Right? So I thought I'd have this live stream before I am too caught up in what I'm supposed to do. All right. Hi, John. God bless you. JTB 2 minute. No, it's like 12:15 right now, dude. Oh no, David, you went through COVID. Oh yeah, guitarists are weird people. They are resilient, you know. They get better every time. Not in terms of playing, but in terms of being a good human being. Guitarists are one of the rare breeds where you are, if you're really good or if you're not bad, if you're good looking, you probably will have all the fame and people will look at you. Ooh, what a cool dude you are. You get all that fuzz and all that spotlight, but then you grow as you grow older, like most of us, you know, and we kind of look beyond that, and we become really good human beings. That's what I hope. That's what I pray. You know. So it's okay, David. You'll recover, so it's good. I was supposed to get my jab. I was supposed to get my second booster shot. But I'm thinking like I'll come back first and do it. You know. Anyway, I just had COVID like in July, so we're talking about August. Oh, I know August, September, October, November. So it's still 3 months. You know, give or take 3-4 months. So I'm still okay. I think. Then again, we'll see what happens. You know. Smart mammal from Morrison. What is CO? Let me know. Connecticut? What is CO? Oh, you bought a new guitar, so you're better now. Most of us are better after we buy a new guitar. That's the case. If you're here, you know, hit the like button. Hit the like button. There's like 14 of you guys, now 11. Oh, you're moving in and out. It's okay. Just hit the like button. As long as you're here, you know. I got a surprise for you today. If you have, how many of you have seen the community page? Colorado, Rocky Mountain High. Okay, all right. My second daughter actually went to Colorado a couple of months ago when I was down with COVID. She was down with COVID in Colorado. So yeah, so she's back home now anyway. Yeah, one of the places in the States that I really want to visit, but we'll see how. Yeah, so I was talking about a surprise. So if you guys have checked out my community page, you will know what I'm talking about. So if you haven't, you might just want to open up another window of your browser and yeah, go to my channel and hit the community page and see what I have posted there. If not, then you want to remain this as a surprise for you guys, then fine, be it so, right? Yeah, it's gonna be a fine surprise, something that I waited for a long time. Red Ross MP. I've seen that. I've seen who's this? Our Kenny Loggins on there. Yeah, nice place to have a concert. You were able to obtain a Sire T7FM, and I'm thrilled. You bought it from France. Wow. Oh, when you were there. Okay. Nice. It's a nice guitar. I just had a call today from a good friend of mine who actually... hi, Sebastian. How are you? I'm good. A call from a friend of mine who actually deals in Sir and... what's the other brand he was talking about? Sir guitars, you know. So... we were talking about it and trying to fix it so that he will send guitars to me for review. He was telling me there's this brand that he's bringing, Saito, from Japan. So apparently they're really good guitars. So we'll see in the coming months. No reverb. Oh, reverb! You bought it for reverb. Oh, but they sent it from France. Okay. Oh, all right. No. How much does it cost to send the guitar from France? Hi, Logify. How are you? Hey, Timothy. You know, we were supposed... You know, there was this opportunity for us to head up to Canada, but I think we'll probably be going up there. I don't know. This is still in the works. We're talking about next year, you know, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe Toronto, Vancouver, stuff like that, places like that. JTB just got a PRS CE. Oh, nice. 24 semi-hollow. Will blue burst with satin neck. I like the neck action. Never played a PRS before. Yeah, you're gonna love it. What advice can you give someone who has too many guitars? I don't know, man. Oh, $69 for euros for shipping. That's just not too bad. That's not too bad. 9 days is okay. Yeah. Too many guitars. Sell them. So what I do is that, in fact, tomorrow I have someone coming over to buy a guitar from me. So what I do is that I would get all these guitars, and some of them I buy, some of them, were sent to me. So some of them I keep, some of them I don't. So I have to go through the list of which guitar, what terms of performance, if I'm gigging or if I'm doing recording, which are the guitars that I would tend to sway myself to, and those are the ones that I would keep. those that I do not really find myself playing a lot, then I will have to look at at it, like, am I gonna use it in the future? Is it a novelty guitar, like, my Tokai 335? I'll keep that. That's a keeper. And then I'll consider, if it's not something that I would tend to play, and then I'll sell it. Make some money in the meantime. Deep breaths. Get more guitars. Cool. If you think you have too many, give you another room. That's another way to go about it. Hey, ciao Luca. Come sta? In with the new, out with the old is my motto. I don't have enough room for dust collecting guitars. Thank you. Oh man. But it's still expensive for my pocket. Yes, David. Yeah, a bit. John Camara. Hey, John from the States here. Thanks for all the gear reviews. I got my first Harley Benton this week and I'm impressed. Good for you. Which one do you get? Again, hit the like button, please. There's only 6 likes. There are like 13 of you guys right now. Oh, prego, Luca. Fellow Italiano. There should be some space on ceiling. Yeah. We can always hang them up. So I did. I hang mine up on my window grill. So I have 4 guitars and my Helix backpack right up here in this wall. I have my Les Paul. I think you can see the lower end of the Les Paul here. So this is hung up. Yeah, you can do all that, you can find space. I'm really good at that. I got a silver tally body with, oh, cool. Nice. That's a nice one. Yeah. You have DiMarzio's in it. Hi, Mark. I'm doing good, Mark. How are you doing, Mr. Ashworth? Hit the like button. There are 15 of you guys. Come on. Hit it. Hit the like button. What's this? Oh, okay. So again, if you haven't been checking out my community page in my channel, so head on to my channel, hit the community page, and then we're going to talk a bit about what I just posted there. The main purpose of this stream tonight is basically for that. Yeah. David, I do not know. Maybe we're talking about about a year or 2 years from now. Yeah, maybe I will head up to again to the same places, like Venice, Venetia, what's that place? Milano, Roma, Reggio Emilia, Sicily. What's that place called? Catania, right? And then maybe, I don't know, maybe Florence this time. I don't know. We will see how. And Torino, yeah. Hi, Bear. How are you doing? Dennis, I pick up the one according to mood. My best playing is a Harley Benton, so custom vintage black. Nice. How are you, Bear? How is Arizona treating you? You used to play a lot in Reggio Emilia. Wow, nice. A nice place, huh? Reggio Emilia. It's like I like the beach. The beach is really nice. Yeah. Uh. Okay. JTB. If you watch a guitar, sometimes they do this and offer a discount. Recent guy. Okay. I'm fine. Arizona is sunny and cool right now. Cool. Nice. I saw Nick Johnston this afternoon. Nick Johnston from the Nick Johnston guitar that I reviewed from Schecter. Yeah, so I reviewed like 3 of his guitars. Nick Johnston guitar. You have the orange one I'm still having, and I have reviewed the single humbucker, the green one from. He didn't Telecaster or the traditional Nick Johnston traditional. He pushed instead on his new guitar from Schecter, his new Nick Johnston guitar, which features a Wenge neck. They used to have this orange body that I love, but now they have it in a sort of a flame maple red color top, and maybe there are some tweaks to the pickups or something like that, but it sounded great. So, yeah, it was fun. It's like, I don't like clinics that drag on too long, so this is just nice. It's about 1 hour 45 minutes. Yeah, just nice. He's a nice guy. Hi, Orient Quest. How are you? Avoid who? We live in Minneapolis for 2 years to avoid him. What are we talking about here? All right. So, again, let's just do it. Okay, let's just do it because what? 25 years, not too. Oh, okay, what? Sorry, wait. Let's just get some questions done, and then I'll go on that presentation. Bear, John, does Helix Native work in Mac iOS with the new M1 processor? I have the new MacBook and it does not have the it does, Bear. It does work. As long as you have a working DAW, a digital audio workstation that works with whatever you're using, your laptop or your Mac, it will work. It's not dependent on your processor at all. You can be using an Intel processor or M2, the new one. It doesn't matter. All right. Smart man Prince. Oh, you met him in a restaurant recently? Hope not. Okay. Well, you met him in a restaurant years ago, right? Okay. Cool. Our JTB, you can also message a dealer. Okay, some guitars dealers in Texas give me a deal on PRS. Okay. Sebastian Chow, the Schecter Tele body is nice, but not contoured. Yeah, pity though. Yeah, you can have anything. I mean, it's like a Tele. It's basically a Tele with a really nice, fast playing neck. That's about it. JTB John, what are one of my favorite guitar brands? Metataro. Okay. Good evening from Vienna, Austria. Guten Morgen. Oh, years ago. Okay, smart man. Yeah, I probably guessed that. Anyway, JTB, my favorite guitar brands. I have a couple. I have to say, Schecter, G&L, Edwards. I really like Edwards. PRS, they're okay. Well, the fact is I own 3 PRS, so that should be my favorite guitar brand, right? But it's not really up there. I just love the guitar, the 25-inch scale length, so I kind of digging that. Even with the 24.5, which is a 245, it's easy to play, so it doesn't take up too much effort. My lately one of my favorites is actually Paoletti from Italy. Even though they are like expensive, they're way beyond my budget, but they are really great guitars. And of course, what's the other brand? Let me see now. Fender has always been a favorite brand of mine, because I love Fender guitars, but they become, how should we say, through the years, they become a little bit more saturated in so many models that they come up with, the American standard, and after a while, every few years they come up with a different title to it. The made in Mexico are now called a Player Series or something like that, and so they keep on changing all these names. Fine, that's all marketing. But for someone who's looking for a nice Fender to play, they're gonna be a little bit confused, because if they want to have a nice American-made Fender at a reasonable price, yeah, that's gonna be a struggle. So what they end up probably is with a Fender Stratocaster that is made in Mexico for someone who's starting to get into electric guitars, and that's something that we never had a problem back in the days, right? So back in the days, we could buy a Fender, a nice American-made Fender Stratocaster at, yeah, at a very affordable price, and then we have the Japanese-made Fenders, like those are different. Okay, so one of my favorite brands of guitar are the Fender Japan. Yeah, I really like Fender Japan because they are reasonably priced and very well made. The workmanship and everything is like exquisite. So yeah. Provado una echo guitar. No, I'm not no echo guitar yet. I haven't tried the echo guitar. Hey Luca, mio italiano, scusi, this is very bad. So don't be typing in Italian, because I couldn't read for anything. I can speak a little and that's just it. Thank you, David. You can actually download my presets, from one of the videos that I made about the Helix Stomp, I'm mistaken. So you can actually get that preset from there, because I think the presets are still in my Google Drive. It's for you guys to download if you want to. John, camera, what? Camera? Okay. Camera. All right. How many guitars does a person need? And so just one more, so you already have. Yeah, nice. Okay, Sebastian. Favorite scale length, 25.5. That's my favorite scale length. Dennis, if I had to move out, I would take one truck for my music stuff and one for my other stuff. I'll bet. Little bit lagging on my end. Yeah, it's a bit lagging. I don't know what's happening today. Yeah. It's not on my end though. I checked on my end, so I don't know. Sebastian. What? Sebastian Chow? At least 3K for a good American made. Let's see. There you go. Expensive. You play your art more than your Strat. Nice. Yeah. So John, I'm guessing you find the custom shop Fenders a little bit overpriced. Am I right? Yes, I do. I do find. Well, the fact of the matter is that everything is going to be overpriced soon enough. All right. So I've been trying to tell you guys for months now, I guess, that prices of guitars will go right up. Because it's been classified as a luxury item, so it's gonna go up because of the war in Ukraine, because of the sanction of Russia, and then the power supply, stuff that are happening in Europe as well as in America. So you're gonna have like price increase all across the board. Right? For example. Exotic guitars, the last one that I did was an exotic guitar, the Stratocaster, and I did one last year around the same specs and everything. I reviewed that and it cost about 5,008 back then, 5,002, 5,004, forgot. Now it costs 6,008, so go figure. So the prices has increased like $1,000 over here, and that to me is a whole lot. Yeah. And you're right, American made is not what it used to be. Yeah. Chris, Circle for Hire? Yes, I know. They have told me, Andre has notified me. So he'll be sending one to me pretty soon. And we're going to have a try. My favorite amp? I've said it many times. The Fender DeVille Hot Rock. Yeah, a Fender DeVille hot rod. It doesn't have to be the Michael Landau version. It's just a normal Fender DeVille hot rod, and I'm happy. It's a lark. American music, especially for the Gibsons. Yes, especially for the Gibsons. But things could always change. You never know. I'm building a Jazzmaster non-rhythm, almost done with the finish, trying to figure out best and cheapest way to upgrade the wiring. Cool. No, I do not have any experience with a Axion label series. Sorry, I never have a chance to get my hands on Ibanez guitar. So thus far, hopefully things will change next year. Yeah. Live adventure. Hello from Carson, California. Howdy. Nice of you to drop by. Dennis, my next move will be my last to judgment. Your next move. Where are you moving to? You have to pay 50 LPs to find a good one. Oh, yeah, really? I don't know. I have 2 LPs, so I'm satisfied. I'm contented. Overpriced with traditional tone wood is nice. Alder, maple, rosewood, but they are throwing poplar into made channels for 800. Yeah, I know what you mean. Jitterator, right? You just play Japanese LP, okay. Yeah, he's got a point. You can always get the Edwards LP. They play just as good and nice looking, good workmanship, Luca, your favorite amp is a Jazz Chorus. I used to play a Jazz Chorus long time ago. Many years ago, and I like it, but there's only certain things you can do with it, And then as I grow older, my ears, my preference start to change. I prefer tube or a tube amp, warmer sound, No, I have not played on a Valiant guitar. I've not played on a lot of guitars, So, yeah. Bought an Edwards LP more than 10 years ago. Never looked at Gibsons after that. Too clean, Sebastian. You're talking about the Jazz Chorus. It's a good platform for your pedals. Fact is, it's a very good, powerful, clean amp. If you like playing, rhythm and stuff like, it's a great amp. But if you're gonna have it for overdriven sound, you gotta have a really good preamp. Like I used to use a JMP one, the Marshall JMP one, with my Jazz Chorus, and it worked. If I would have hooked up a tube screamer or any overdrive unit with the Jazz Chorus, it doesn't sound really good. John Camara, what guitarist influenced you most as a youth? I have to say Jay Graydon, Steve Lukather, Michael Landau, Dan Huff, this couple of guys. But I think the earliest guitarist that I've played that really influenced me was Larry Carlton. Because I was listening to a lot of Lee Ratner and Larry Carlton, and I love Larry Carlton more because of the melodic way that he played. But I love Lee Ratner for his phrasing and his overall musicianship, because some of the songs that he writes are really nice. You should check out Captain Fingers. His first album, Lee Ratner. It will blow you away. And he was young then, so he was like a shredder, but really nice, tasty solos. And Larry Carlton at that time, when he first came out with his first album, I think it's 335. Crazy, So those were the golden days, and I really love listening to what he does with his guitar solo and how he plays for other people's albums. Because both of these were like top sessionists in their time, and right after that they went on their own solo career. Like Lee Ratner has his own solo career, Larry Carlton has his own solo career, and then the other guys start coming up like Steve Lukather, Michael Landau, and they basically hawed over the whole session scene right after that. And then Lukather has to go on tour with Toto. Michael Landau is going his own solo thing. And that's where guys like Dan Huff, Tim Pierce, what's the other guy? Oh man, I forgot his name. What's his name? Well, he played on one of my songs anyway. So these guys are all there to take after after Lukather and Michael Landau, and it just goes on and on until guitarists kind of like went like jobless in the late 90s. You know. John, Orange Crush 612 is really reliable. Yeah, good for you. Sounds like some cooking lessons. Yeah, in a way, yeah. I do listen to classical music. Not a lot, but I do listen to them. John Koh, Larry, that is such a great answer. You remind me of him playing West because you're smooth as hell and never look down. Well, I depends on what key I'm playing in. So if it's kind of like a C sharp key or whatever, yeah, I have to look at it with fretboard, right? Sebastian, nice. They're kind of hard to digest. Lee and Larry, why? What do you think about Adam Levy, the Noah Jones guitars? I don't actually follow him, so I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, but Lee and Larry is easy to digest if you got to listen to them, basically. But they're not really hardcore, melodic lines and everything, David, it seems strange to hear about amps. Last time I played gigs with an amp was many years ago. Lots of things. Oh yes, of course, because you have technology, and so when technology allows you to go to a gig without an amp, why not? I would do it. What is the least expensive guitar that you keep till now? I would say my Harley Benton. Is it my Harley Benton? Yeah, my Harley Benton. I think it's the earlier Fusion Pro, with the tally shape, a goofish model, right? So that was the one that they sent to me. So basically it's free, but that is quite cheap. It's not totally expensive. And we're talking about what, $550 Singapore dollars. So it's relatively inexpensive. And that's the one that I am still using to today because it's somewhere in the back, I had a silver one too. Yeah, I still had the silver one. So great guitars, So these are the two guitars that I think that are really worth it from Harley Benton. All right. So anything else? Bacchus? No, I never bought any Bacchus. Bacchus is something that I got from Davis to review because I thought it's pretty interesting. They're really affordable and really nice guitars. What the Chinese say, 一分钱一分货, meaning you pay for what you get for. So they are affordable guitars, but they're gonna be corners to be cut, sacrifices to be made. So you are gonna have like different little issues here and there, which can be rectifiable because easily rectifiable because guitar is a guitar. So as long as you find that the wood and the neck is really comfortable for you and it's inexpensive, yeah, why not? And if the pickup sounds okay, it's okay, But if it's bad, then you change it, Yeah. John Cameron, your reviews seem really unbiased and honest. Do manufacturers ever get upset that you tell us this? I don't care. I don't really care because that's one of the. But it's a funny thing that you said this, John, because I had a subscriber who came up to me and says, "Guys got nothing to do but just complain." Basically, there are guys like that. You can call them Karens or the male Karens or whatever. He wrote it and says like, "Come on, give me a break." There's no negative things that you say in the reviews, especially about the guitars that you put up in the channel. And I'm going like, are you sure there's nothing negative that I said? Well, Johnny picked up on it, so it's good for you that that it's good for me to know that that I did do an honest review, because I said it many times in the live stream that I will not review a guitar that I don't like. Why? Because it's a waste of my time, frankly, because I don't enjoy playing it, and I'm doing all these videos because I enjoy playing on a guitar. So these guitars that I review are guitars that I find that, hey, it plays well, it costs You know, it's really affordable, or it costs a bomb. But I love playing. Like for example, the exotic guitars. You know, I love playing on it. But who can afford an exotic guitar? I mean, not everyone can afford an exotic guitar. So I just love playing on it. And the guitars that are featured in this channel are the ones that I love to review. Those that are like a bit substandard, are really not so good, many a times I give back to the shops. You know, when we're talking about David's guitar, we're talking about CD Music, or sometimes we're even talking about some of the Fender stuff. You know, and even effects. You know, overdrives, and I'll just pick and choose. And you know, sometimes David's will come, Miss Jeanette will come. You know, hey, you know, try these effects, and I will take it home. If it's not good, I will not review it, because you know, I probably would not be able to do justice to what this overdrive can do. Okay, let's put it very diplomatically. Some guitars from China, they are really cheap, but some are not really good, and these are ones I refrain from. And that's the agreement that I had with Harley Benton. So I'm very careful with Harley Benton when I choose the guitars that I want to review, because I will look at the guitar, and most of the time I'm right. You know, I'll feel like, okay, this guitar is really kind of well made. Yeah, let's go for it. You know, or this guitar is kind of weird, very different from the ones, the Strats and whatever, and I'm kind of liking the pickup configuration and stuff. Then I'll go for it. And most of the time, they're good. They play well. They sound good. So why not? There are maybe, like, you know, different you know, certain things that are not right. Like for example, the nut is not cut properly, or the tremolo arm is not set up properly, or some guitars come in not set up. I'm not one of those who complain like, dude, I paid $200 for this guitar, and it came in not set up. You know, the intonation is not there. I couldn't keep it in tune. For me, I paid $200 for this guitar. I'll make sure it works. That's me. Okay. I'll make sure that it works. Like, you know, if I pay $5,000 for a guitar, it comes in and it's still not intonated properly, I'll make it work. I'll make sure to find out what is wrong. And most of the time, it's a simple fix. It's a nut. Most of the time. $5,000 guitar comes in, I wang my bar, and everything goes out of tune. Then I'm going like, why in the world is this happening? Okay, I'll stretch out the strings a little bit. You know, work on the nut a little bit. If there's a string tree, I'll get rid of the string tree and stuff like that. You know, kind of like set it up properly. I know some of you guys are not that handy, right? It doesn't matter. Learn to be handy. Learn. You know, learn how to do this. It's a good skill to have, and it saves you tons of money. Wayne is not gonna like me for saying that, but you know, that's his work. You know, Wayne is my godson. He's a luthier, so he does a lot of repairs and setup. But my advice to all you guys is to learn how to set up your guitars. You know, learn how to intonate properly. Learn how to you know, to file your frets if you're, like, you know, sticking up and cutting your hands. There are ways to do it. You know, how to do it carefully so that you don't scar your guitars. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? So this guy was telling me about, you know, you don't give a negative. I said there's nothing negative. If there is negative, I would say it, you know. And then recently I got another guy just about a couple of hours ago saying that, you know, great videos, but you know, don't post gibberish on your title of your video. What I did was I posted and pasted the actual model number, so there's a lot of hyphenation and stuff like that, and he calls it gibberish. And, you know, when you come onto me and with a message like that, how would I take it? Like, you know, dude, I'm just telling you what the model is about. You know, they mean nothing by it. What do you want me to do? To do all the hype? Like, you know, every YouTuber, sometimes I do it too, but I did it because I felt really good about the guitar. So I say, what a great guitar, or what a great pedal. I don't want to do it for every video that I do, so I'm just gonna put it like what it is. The model name is, like, you know, so what's SX/, that's the model name. I'm not trying to be funny, and I get guys like that. So what can I do? Yeah. Anyway, I'm an old man. I'm renting. Dennis, have you taken a look at? Oh yeah. Nice. No, not yet. So nobody. I don't know anybody that brings in H&K. You know, in Singapore anyway. Sebastian no longer guy was blind, was checking your facial expression. Yeah, guys like you would know where I'm coming from, because some of you will say, hey, from your body language, you're not really liking this guitar. And I'll go like sling air, I won't say it. I mean, I'm trying to, to not to be too direct, and I know how company would feel like, hey, your guitar sucks, I mean, if your guitar sucks, I would not review it in the first place. I wouldn't waste my time. Right. I tried a custom shop Fender Strat in the store. I like them a lot, but of course they're expensive. Of course they are. Yeah. Yeah, I love the Yamaha acoustic guitars, but only the ones that are made in Japan. I'm biased, but the ones they made in Japan are really nice. Yeah. John, you also give options which I find really helpful. Like, this guitar is good, but I would change, like taking off string trees when you don't see. Yeah. I mean, that's through years of experience when I'm playing guitar, and I find that, which I'm going to tell you later on, because this is guitar that I'm showing you. The string trees are sometimes a not a necessity, So I know why guitar manufacturers put on a string tree, because of the neck, the headstock angle. So they don't want the strings to pop up when you're playing. Or sometimes the angle is adequate enough, so you don't really have to have a string tree there. The other way to do it is to get staggered lock-in tuners, and you'll be okay. What's the nuts? I have to check my nuts. nut. You know where the nut on your neck is, anyway. Alright, so upgraded my Harley Benton Telly to a Fender pre-wire pickup and hardware now. Well, cool. You see? That's what I meant. You make it work. If a guitar comes to you and the pickups doesn't sound good, sometimes I kind of wonder how Harley Benton or Thomann have any profit, because there's a whole bunch of guys who will just return the guitars, and they will probably be in B stock. Why? Because the pickups doesn't sound good. Why? Because there's certain, little cuts and little stuff here. I understand that you pay for something, you want it to be brand new, spotless. But if I play the guitar and I like it, yeah, it worked. I don't care if there's a slash on one of the pick guard or anything like that. I don't give a shit. Sorry, pardon my French. Seriously, I don't care. If I love playing it, I play on it, and that's the reason why. Like the Martin guitars that I bought, the only Martin guitar, the D35, was from a showroom, for crying out loud. The guys in City Music were so nice to say, hey, John, would you want to try an open D35? And I said, yeah. But when they open it up and I tried, no, it doesn't sound as good as the showroom model, because the showroom model has been played with. It's been there for like a couple of weeks. It's opened up. The wood has been allowed to breathe. So yeah, naturally I'll take the showroom model, and now I have no regrets. It's a great guitar. Learn setup when you start learning to play. All hands are different. Exactly. Okay, so that's a real good advice from Dennis. Life's too short to listen to mad dogs or sheep. It's okay. He understands. He's not mad. He approves of the guitar that I review. So say the bad point softly, but he says check out the review or the Tati Show 24 example. Okay, you can HK, yeah, from Thomann. I know. No, they won't send an M to me. No. I have to buy it. Yes, Sebastian, 没变 情派谈, Are you on the 240 or 120 volts? 240, that is. We're on the British grid. In case you haven't noticed, Singapore used to be a British colony. In many aspects, even the trees that we have are so familiar with the ones in London. So 240. I do beg your pardon about that. Very sorry. Yeah. So when I go on to States, right, on the 18th, when I go up, my my Helix, I have two power cords for my Helix. One for 240 with the British three pin plug, and I have the 120 where you have the normal American 2-pin. So yeah, I'm gonna bring that. Sebastian, the Music Man, Sterling with the 4. The tuning kits don't need string trees. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, Music Men are not cheap too, pretty expensive. Okay, let's not linger, and I'm going to show you what I have installed. It takes a bit of effort because this is really heavy. Guess what I have here? Can you see this? God, it's so heavy. Anyway. So before I talk about the guitar, let's see what is inside this case. Now this case is really well made. Okay, so this is from Paoletti. The case is really high grade. It's like one of the best cases I've ever seen. Incredible looking locking system for the lock. Comes with a key. Includes a Paoletti t-shirt. In the compartment, you have a pouch where you have your Allen key, strap lock. Okay, so interesting that Paoletti guitars are all equipped with strap lock string retainers. So they come in with strap lock, and they actually provide the strap locks for you to be installed on your strap, which they provided to you. So this is like a very retro looking strap with a nice leather band, but these are all like, what you call this, canvas, really nice soft canvas. So I think this will last for years, and they're nice looking, really. Anyway, so they have strap lock for this. You have a couple of what's this? Yeah, anyway, these are like, oh, they have a coaster for you, Paoletti coaster, which is interesting. What you have here? A couple of screws, picks. They are Paoletti picks. Nice. Yeah. So basically, little accessories on this little cute little pouch. Then we have a cert, two certificate, one for the warranty. Right? If this is going to be warranty for life. I think so. And a certificate of authenticity. Alright, and of course there will be the serial number there, and then you have the manual, the warranty service manual, where it kind of like explain to you how you do your intonation or your truss rod adjustment, which I think you will have to take off your neck to do that. That's the only thing about Paoletti guitars. They are very traditional in many ways. Right, now the foam that's in the case itself is form fitting, so everything is custom for this guitar that you bought. So it's all form fitting. There's no space for any gaps so that the guitar will move around. Really nice looking case with sort of a leather looking exterior and a nice color. But I won't be touring with this case, no way, because okay, let's just weigh. All right, let's weigh the case. You can see how heavy this case is. Okay, you can ask your questions, right? I won't be answering them until I finish talking. You can post your questions. I'll get back to you guys. All right, so the case alone. Holy crap. Right, the case alone is 5.7 kg. 5.7 kg for the case alone. I know it's considered nothing to strapping young lads like you, strong buggers like you, but for me, it's a chore. It's heavy enough. Now the guitar itself weighs a bit too, so I'm gonna weigh this guitar. See how much it weighs. What? No, the guitar is cool. It's a 3.5 kg. I was surprised because I thought it's going to be heavy, because most of the Paoletti guitars that I've reviewed this far is really heavy. So this is my custom, or rather my signature model. My Jonathan Koh signature model. So how do you like it? Okay, I'm gonna stop here and answer your questions first. Too hardcore, Dai Liao. Are there any guitars you still no longer have you really wish you have kept? Yes, the one that got away is the one from PRS. It's actually a custom, sorry, a S2 Standard 24 in McCarthy Sunburst. And that's the one that I regretted letting it go back to Jeanette. I should have just kept it and bought it. Yeah, it's a nice guitar. I got a guitar from Toman. The pickup didn't work, but guitars are good. I would not risk anything. That's what I meant, right, Dennis? You know what I mean. Non-relic Paoletti. They're non-relic. They look like a relic guitar, but everything is brand new except for this 150 or over years old chestnut wood for the body. 5K and above, yeah. Looks pretty cool. A new guitar made from ancient Italian wood, yeah. Luca full. How about more effects for guitar? You know, so you know, the effects from China, that from Chinese, they're like NUX, NUX, and what's the other one? Hot Tone, the Emperor. You know, the Hot Tone. Yeah, I like these two companies a lot. You know, not because they send stuff, and also the other one. What's the other one? Joyo. Yeah, Joyo makes really good stuff. You know, actually, they actually make really good pedals and amplifiers, and small amplifiers. Check out Paula Cavallaro. What? Cavallaro guitarist. He did my cousin. Yeah, you were telling me about him. Yeah, nice. 7 kilo. Yeah, 5.7 kg. Well, you guessed it right. 5.5. You would need a ticket just for the case. Yeah. Here. Can body build the case? Yeah, sure. So the guitar and the case will add up to be about 9 kg, give or take. Right? Don't forget your cables. You know, whatever you have, your cable slides. You know. Yeah. So this is the Jonathan Koh signature model. I'm just gonna tell you the specs. Okay, so this is a fire mist red, candy red finish. Really interesting. All right. So I'm gonna do a review of this much later on. I'm just gonna give you guys, since you guys are here, 17 of you guys are here, you know, just a sneak peek. Roasted maple neck, roasted maple fretboard. These are Paoletti tuners, right? Very traditional. They're, you know, they're not really traditional. They're like the modern ones. These are not the Clusin kind of tuners. I might change this to staggered lock-in tuners. I might, you know. I took out the string tree. You can probably see the 2 holes there. Yeah. So the neck angle it's okay. It's not that bad. You know, I'm not gonna pop strings out from here. No way. You know, even if I dive bomb, I don't think. Yeah. It's really resonant as it is because of the F hole. So there's a bit of a chamber here. And that explains why it's lighter than some of the ones that I tried from Paoletti. Now the pickup configuration is where it gets really interesting. This is a P90 single claw and a humbucker, and I can split the humbucker. So this is basically meant as a session guitar, where I have 3 pickups all in one guitar, and I have a 5-way switch instead of a 3-way switch because it's not that this is a tally, and yeah, it's a 5-way switch. And I've tried this in the shop. I'm gonna play a little bit for you later on. The 2nd and the 4th positions are really nice. So the pickups from Paoletti. Now Paoletti pickups are really, how should we say, all made in factory. So these are not like made OEM, you know, from other companies, like some guitar manufacturers, they do that. These are all in-house, you know. So the The P90s, the single coils, and the humbuckers are all designed by Mr. Paoletti himself. So he's the one who chose the material. He's the one who chose how much winding you need. He's the one who chose everything, even the electronics inside. No, I haven't taken it out and take a I haven't taken a look at it. So I might just do a really in-depth look or review of this guitar by taking up and just having a peek into what electronics they are using. Of course, you have the brass, the famous Paoletti brass pick guard, but this time around they are actually not that heavy. You know, the earlier ones that I reviewed, my God, those they weigh almost like 3.8 to 3.9 kgs. This is 3.5, this is relatively light. These are all brass, right? So this, you can see there's no truss rod adjustment for a windmill, which I think would be good, but you know, I think they're trying to do it in such a way where you maximize the sustain of this guitar. Hence the lack of a truss rod adjustment anywhere. So you have to take out this neck, which is relatively easy. I've taken out a whole lot of necks before, and if the truss rod is, this is perfect. Magnifico, you know, perfecto. So so the neck is really nice. So it's straight, and I like neck, you know, I don't like a sort of a bow, slightly bow neck. I like necks that are really straight. And if I need to do any truss rod adjustment, I would just pop the neck up and that's it. So these are the strap lock string, what do you call that? A string retainer? No, a strap retainer, right? So these are strap locks, right here too. And the way they do the what you call that, the pickup cover for the humbuckers, is like almost like a relic, and it's not really like silver, it's like off silver, so it kind of like gel with the saddles here. The bridge itself is brass, so the saddles are all in nickel. So this is a nickel pickup cover, but it's sort of a little bit of a relic here. It's a 501 tremolo system. I had it set up in the shop today so that I can actually, you know, it probably will need a little bit more adjustment later on. Yeah, so I will probably have to, like, you know, adjust the tremolo action just a little bit. But I've heard it in the shop and it really sounded great. So you guys hang around while I do some tweaking to this guitar. All right. The screws. All right. So you guys hear me before, like, you know, sometimes you have those cheaper guitars, and then the screws are like really lightweight. These actually do weigh a little bit, and I remember someone was talking about this. I think PRS, Paul Smith, is the one who says that the screws that they use for the guitars are weighted because it plays a part in the sustainability or the mass of the guitar, which increases sustain. And I tend to, I tend to agree with that in many ways. Not that it's a vital thing, but you know, it's good to have good quality screws. You know, the cheap light ones that, you know, that you see in some of the cheaper brands. John is too loud and the guitar case is too heavy. You're right! Everything is too heavy these days. Right, so I need to increase this. Oh my God. Where's my big ass screwdriver? There you go. All right. I have two springs here. Just two springs. Look at that block, the tremolo block. I think it's like cast iron or something like that. You know, I don't think it's bronze. Could be, I don't know. It could be a blackened bronze. I don't know. I have to check the specs later on. Where's my tuner? they didn't stress it. This is a 150-year-old chestnut wood, from the winery that they own. So it's basically a what's that called? What you call that? Cascade, cask, right? So a wine cask. Why is this thing so weird? Okay. Hmm? Screwing is so. What did you say? Screwing is a 20th century. Yeah, right. Basically. What in the world is happening? Dude. So I also want to thank the guys in EMEA, especially Mel, who actually initiated this whole thing. Because well, I got the Paoletti guitars from EMEA to review the 5 guitars. Henceforth, I have the playlist. So you probably find a Paoletti playlist. And I think Paoletti noticed the videos, and well, again, I want to thank Emilia for getting the connection so that I can actually have this as my signature guitar. Hold on, I need to adjust the trem. Okay. This is the P90s. signal call. Good. Stay in tune. Well, relatively. Okay. Second position. It doesn't really matter whether this is fake or tram or not because I was given the option whether I was thinking about whether should I change this to a Vega tram, but I was thinking of like leaving it as what the factory comes with. Like if you're gonna order this guitar, please do. I get a cut of it. But if you order this guitar, then it comes with a 510. Of course, if you want to have it changed to a Vega tram, and you can always do it at your own cost, at your own time. So I'm gonna play the second position with a split call. humbucker. So this is relatively in a sort of a semi-clean or almost clean M setting. Humbucker now with a booster. It's gonna be a bit loud. I don't want to disturb my neighbor. Let's go for the dirty channel. Where's that switch? Where's the switch? Right. Single coil, humbucker, split coil, I mean. Full humbucker. Okay. Let me just tell you a little bit about this guitar. I like it because of the way it sustains. That's the killer part of it. When I was trying in the shop this afternoon, I was playing. The feedback that you're hearing is not. I'm playing this as a low volume, really low volume, but Again, this is a crazy amp, right? So this Super Crush 100 is a great amp. At low volume, I'm able to get really nice sustain out of this guitar. So it's something else, it's something that I've been looking for a long time. And I'm not saying that the guitars that I have don't have that, but this is a little bit more apparent. So I'm kind of pleased. I like the P90 on the neck. Yeah, I know. I seriously don't know, Dennis, whether is it true that a heavier screws does play a part. Maybe Paul Smith is right. And the thing about these knobs, they look really chunky. They look like really, like stiff, but they're not. They're really easy. Fact is, I think they've changed this to. It could be, I don't know. It could be not like the old ones. The old ones used to be made of brass. I don't think this is brass anymore. I think this is like maybe plastic. Just like the way it resonates. And the P90 has a real clear really clear tone. It stays in tune right now, right? I know. Back in the days, you don't have to be so close. I mean, I could be like far away and still have that feedback, because you have the guitar feeding into your pickups everywhere. You have side fills, you have the front fills, so it's not really hard to get a feedback if you want to. So I don't know. I think it's a great guitar for me. My dilemma right now. So my dilemma is whether should I tour with this guitar come 18. I'm thinking whether should I just travel to the States with the guitar, which I think I should, right? I should, right? But I need to build a patch for this guitar on my Helix, so from the ground up, so that it captures the best tone possible on this guitar. The only time that I had any form of damage was I had a 34 kg rack system last time when I used to tour, and it was still LAX is notorious for this. So we went through custom, it was fine. We did a gig, and we were flying back. They were checking all our stuff. I don't know why. So they kind of screw off my GMP one off the rack. You know what I mean? Take off the screws, so they want to pull it out and see. And they did not even install the screws back. Yeah, I don't know what to call them. Idiots, they just slide it back without even screwing it back. And of course, this whole thing was rattling all the way to Singapore. And thank God the GMP one has one tube or two tubes in it, and nothing went wrong. It was still intact when I played on it. I found it to my horror when I broke open the case and go, wow, these things were not even screwed in. It was just like flapping all over the place. So far, yeah, I don't have any damaged equipment when I'm touring, so that's good. I sure hope that it will continue this way. Reverb Old Spear from Germany. Hi, guten Morgen. Which one of your guitars do you really love and play most and would never sell? Therefore, I watch all your videos. They're all great. Oh, thank you. Thank you. My all-time favorite would be my G&L Blues Boy, my Fender Japan Strat, my PRS Custom 22, that I really love. I really love that guitar. Are my 594 too. 594 is good for certain stuff, and my two of my Les Pauls, which I also love, and above all, my Music Man. So I have a lot of favorite guitars. So there's no one favorite guitar. The Music Man has been with me for the longest because it has been with me on many tours, and it never failed. It has EMGs in it, so it's relatively quiet for stage work. Yeah. What kind of frets are these? These are jumbo frets. They are not stainless steel, yeah, but really nice medium jumbo frets, easy, right? I think they make all these necks about the same. There's no really customization in this. The reason why I chose the design of this so that I don't want to burden them with, like, I could do that. I could have compound radius and stuff like that, but I didn't want to trouble them too much. I just want to do, like, stuff that they have on hand, like, the reverse headstock, they have it. I actually requested for bird size maple, but they don't have it in stock. So in any case, this roasted maple fretboard would do. And I requested for a F hole for this because they already have this on hand. Even with the trem system, so it's nothing special about it. The only thing special about it is the pickup configuration, because they don't have any guitars that have this, a P90, a single coil, and a humbucker. So that's the only difference. And the 5-bit switch, and of course the split coil, and in the finish. And this is a new finish that they came up with, the Fireman's. So they have the Fireman's green, the Fireman's blue, stuff like that. So I thought the red one's pretty good. I mean, on stage, I think it looks pretty nasty. This guitar would fit in the Halloween party, but it looks great on stage. It has that glam in it. Anyway, it's amazing how they can stress to look. Okay, like I said, they're not relics. This wood is actually 150 years old, and they're chestnut barrels, where they store wine in a winery. Get some small, strong magnets, little round ones, and put them where the screws, hose, and the cavity, and glue in where the sink is. I know. I thought about that. Wayne offered to do one for me. I was thinking of doing a DIY thing. When you play hot licks, do the white fuse make you dizzy? Actually, no. They actually make me hungry because I'm having this aroma of red wine, and it makes me yearn for a steak, a good old steak. Yeah, I don't know. I just love steak, beef, especially. Screwing himself. Yeah, I know. Okay. Nice Orange Crush 35. No, it's 100. It's a Super Crush 100. Thank you, Bear. It sounds beautiful, right? I hope you agree with me. It's a great guitar. It's okay. I probably wouldn't buy it even if I can afford it. My fingers not. That's what they all say. And they say the wood in an electric make no difference. Humbug. It does. Of course it does, Dennis. It's been proven a long time ago. I mean, guys will come in with a debunk video. Oh, my guitar is made of acrylic. Alright, see-through acrylic. It still sounds the same. Bullshit. Sorry. Pardon my French again. Compare this with compare the guitar with this, and you know the difference. Alright. And what they talk about, they talk about the weight of the guitar, like it don't have to be really heavy. But my conclusion is that a heavy guitar, most often they sound great because they have the weight to it, the mass. This guitar, no matter how good it sounds like, there's still this we call it an airy kind of sound to it. It's not as grounded as like a Les Paul. Like a Les Paul is really great for rock. You still have that because of the wood, the chestnut, but because of the F hole, it gives you a little bit of an airiness to it, which I like. So I don't know. I have to try it with my Helix, which I can't do right now because you can't hear it. I have to try it with my Helix, and probably when the review comes out, you probably can kind of like attest to how it sounds like with the Helix, with a full-blown setup. Shotgun caps, yeah. Respect the wood. Interesting trem spring setup. Yeah, I know what you mean. It originally came in with 3 springs, so I thought it was a little bit stiff, so I took off one. Now I got to kind of like set it up in such a way where you can actually see it coming almost to the end. The way I set it up is that I have it on the 3rd string. just one tone, you'll do fine. And for the second string, you will go to a half tone, and that's fine for me for my style of playing. I'm trying to shift this thing over to yourself so I can easily adjust the top screw on there. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I like the tremolo system. I prefer the Vega trem though, but let me see how big is the cavity. No, maybe I could fit in a Vega trem, but I don't want to do it because of the block that they are using. The bridge they're using is actually a brass bridge, and that will probably play a part in the sustain of this guitar. So I don't want to change too much of this, and just leave it stock as it is. Right. What other questions are you having? Does the Vega trem stay in tune? No, it's not about the Vega trem. Like I said, it's about the net. Yeah, I work on this net a little bit this afternoon, but it might just take a little bit more work. Fine tuning loop will help. A nice clear loop from Nomad, Music Nomad, will help. Okay, yeah. The antiquities are good, expensive though. Dennis, I spent a long time adjusting tremolo. That way will stay in tune. Yeah. You need to have a little bit of patience and experience when it comes to tremolo system setup. The HBs are really nice and articulate. Yes, great humbuckers. Thick. Yes, nice. Thank you. Hello, police. My neighbor very noisy. Yes. They are very forgiving. My neighbors are really forgiving. High M goes to 11. Yeah, I wish. The heavy screws may work by making all the parts work as one with the wood. Yeah, logic. That's logic. That's logical. I'm doing a kit build. May try heavier screws and see how it goes. Yes. Let me know. Curious bit about the screws. Probably part of PRS 21 rules of tone. Yep. Are Lumilize? I don't think so. No, these are like abalone inlays. Really small on the side. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to go there. If I want to like really mod this guy up, it's gonna end up looking like the Nick Johnston, which I don't want. You have a guitar with F-hole. Do you like it? P90s without any hums. Yeah. Add another 4 pickups. Ship it UPS. You need a shovel and bucket to pick it. I know. I heard horror stories of it. How about the Luke? Yeah, it's one of my favorite. Yeah. The chunky 70s neck and not the slim C ones. I don't like the slim neck. Oh, this is not really that chunky. It's not really that slim. I probably would call this just a normal modern C shape. Really comfortable. Yeah. Interesting neck. It might be a bit of a compound. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I gotta check the specs. They don't really include the specs with the certificates, so I don't know. Very cool upside down headstock. Yeah, Jimi Hendrix style, reverse headstock. Logified. John, do you think the type of block in the bridge plays a role? Obviously it does. It does. The only gripe that I have about Vega Trem is that the block is really thin, but it's made of high grade steel. That helps. So I don't know. Maybe the R&D that they did, kind of like, but I doubt. I think the thicker blocks would more or less help in sustain more. But nevertheless, the ones that I have installed with Vega Trem, they play beautifully, they sustain beautifully. So I think that block on your tremolo maybe plays like 3-4% of the whole thing about all the factors that help to sustain the guitar. Maybe you just play about 3 or 4% of it. I think the bulk of it is the neck, especially the headstock. The neck and the way it's connected to your body. Of course, the body wood itself. And this is like one big chunky wood. You can actually feel it. Yeah. John, do you think the type of block? Yeah, okay, yeah, you have to tension the spring on tremolo according to the difference in string tension. Is the one thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, I do teach, Sebastian. I do teach guitar. I only teach on Sundays anyway. And yeah, you're right. Because when you have three springs, it gets really stiff. And some of the 510 that I tried, there is a catch to it. You cannot, you can't like flow a bit freely. There's no flow to it. I like it like being like really loose, so that I can flow. Um, I can. It's a way that I play. It becomes my style play. I'm not trying to emulate Jeff Beck. In fact, I don't actually listen a lot to Jeff Beck. I love his playing, but I don't have his albums. I'm not really heavily influenced by him. But when I was playing with the tremolo system back in the days, I kind of like developed a style to it. At once everybody does the dive bombing and stuff like that. But it's towards the later part of 2000, 2010, 2008 that I started developing a way to play the tremolo very differently. Stuff like that, you know. It gets a bit too much at times, so I had to curb myself from doing that too often. I think some of you guys who attended the clinic would hear the same thing from Nick Johnson. He said the same thing. But he doesn't play the tremolo the way I play it, so we all are very different players. But I try to curb myself from playing too much. That's the reason why I have my Les Pauls and all the guitars that has no tremolo system, because then I would have to depend on my fingers. Yeah, something to take note of. Tension of first string of first string is different from sixth string. Yeah. Obviously. So what I do is like I try to keep it really uniform when I lift up, the spring tension, so I won't have it like, slant or anything like that, because it don't really matter, because everything is like hooked onto the bridge itself. So I try to keep it as uniform so I know where I'm going and how I can gauge how much I should go in more or loosen. And this will be constantly be adjusted, because the springs will kind of like elongate itself through time, and it will lose its tension, so you have to like kind of like pull in a little bit more, and there's still a long way to go, so it's cool. Yes, Andrew Cordell, that's a very good remark. Problem is that I just have to work with the springs that they provide me for. So initially I have this tree, I could use the springs from Vega Tram if I want to. I think if I were to use the springs from Vega Tram, where you have the medium or the light, I probably have to use 4. But why would I do that? Just increase the mass and the weight. So I just use this. I think these are not really like heavy. These are like medium springs. Maybe, yeah. So 2 of them will work, and we'll see how it goes in time. See how fast do they wear out. Well, okay, sneak peek and all that. Again, a reminder, if you want to buy this guitar, yeah, so this is the Jonathan Koh's signature model, which I think they're gonna announce sooner or later. They don't actually do like a big huge thing when it comes to signature models, but I'm gonna do it. So I'm trying to find time for me to do a review of this. Maybe somewhere, I don't know, somewhere next week, Tuesday. I'll probably do a review of this, a full review of this. I'm trying to get as much specs as I can from them. How much? Expensive. I've no idea actually. I don't know how much Amiya is selling this. And right now the leads, I don't know, maybe a month or so. I don't know. The lead time's about a month, because and if you want to get this guitar, my advice to you is to try to get it as fast as you can, because like I told you before, prices of guitars are going up, so something to take note of. But it's not really. I mean, they don't actually like price it very differently from the normal Paoletti guitar because it's under signature, so it's not customized. Like you're gonna customize certain things, you pay for extra for that. Like if you want like a rosewood, a ECD rosewood fretboard, these are all customized. This is like my signature model where, like I said, I try to keep it to an easy way for them to produce this without any extra work, because all these are available in the factory floor. But it's the pickup configuration, the little things that I wanted, you know, the 5-way switch, and how I stipulate that, whether I should need a split call for the humbuckers. The humbuckers are really nice, and at first I was kind of worried whether if I were to opt for the split call option, it might just kind of change the tone, but it didn't. It really sounded really good. And of course, the reverse headstock. Right. So these are not like priced as like in their customized, which might go to about $6,000, 6.5 or something like that. This is still under their signature model. I don't know how much they're pricing it, so I cannot tell you yet until I get the pricing. So again, I might not do the video so soon. I might wait until I get back from the States, after I've done playing with this and this guitar is back home safely, and then everything is like official, and then I can tell you how much this really actually costs. You can order it if you're in the States. You can order it from yeah, you can sit on him if you want to, but you can order it in the States if you want to. In Singapore, of course, you can order it from Amiya. Well, the demo will be coming from my side, and if they were to feature this guitar in their website, then you'll probably have a link to the video that I did, or that I'm gonna do. So yeah, either way. And this is not the end of it. There's another guitar coming, but this time it's not from Paoletti. It's from another company. So I'm not gonna say too much about it. So that's another exciting project that I'm actually looking forward to. Yeah. MSSA. What are those days? MSS days. Enlighten me. That is, MSS days. Ah, okay. You guys say Master Show. Those were good old days. So, Dennis, am I right? Roger Hawkins used to play for Firefall? Am I right? Yeah. I remember seeing, and yet so beautiful. Yeah. Hi, Scooter. When do you get in? You just got in? Am I lagging again? Yeah. Richard, check this out, Richard. Yeah. They're all great. They're all great musicians back then. Yeah, the connection is a bit wonky today. I don't know. It could be the YouTube side. It could be my side. I don't think it's my side because I'm actually getting. Let me check. What's my download speed? Okay, I'm running a speed test. Let's see whether is it on my end or on YouTube end. Yeah, no, it's like somebody's throttling my speed. So it could be my service provider. I don't know. It could be YouTube itself, because YouTube is kind of wonky these days. I find it longer for me to render my video on their end. So it's like after I uploaded my video, it'll take a long while for them to render into 4K. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, I got a good speed here. I got good speed here. So it's not my end. So maybe it's on the YouTube side. So there's some development over in Singapore. So um Roger, yeah. Uh what was I saying? Okay. There is a bout of really bad flu going around in Singapore. So be careful, Sebastian. Um, and this flu condition will last for a couple of weeks, or maybe more than a week. And it's not COVID. It's, my daughter has it, and a couple of my friends have it. But at the same time, COVID is kind of spreading in small packets, small places. But it's kind of dying down right now. But there are still people who's catching on COVID. But the flu bug is kind of weird. The flu bug has affected quite a lot of people, and they have like the typical flu thing, like they have headaches, they have coughs and phlegm and fever and stuff, and they're not COVID positive. It's just a flu, so it's getting around. So I gotta be careful about this. So I'm going for rehearsal soon, and there's a bit of stress. And when you're stressed, you are easily succumb to all these bugs that is in the air. And I don't want to go to States sick. I want to go there healthy. The guys who are watching the dramas are probably my wife. She's probably watching those Korean dramas. And if you guys don't know, you guys should check out the new series from BBC. It's called Root Heroes. It's about how SAS, Special Air Service, was formed back in the Second World War in the Desert War, in the Middle East. So it's a really nice, a really nice series. It's a mini series. I think about 6 or 7 episodes. Really good, great acting, you know. And above all, right genre, because that's my favorite genre, the Second World War. Okay, I think that's about it. That's about all I have for you guys. I'm naked. I'm shacked. I'm tired. Woke up really early today to attend the clinic, and then went to pick up this guitar and set it up in shop. What else do I have here? I have my Helix here, so I updated it to 3.5. So Bear is still around. Yeah. So the good thing about the Helix is that you won't know. Okay, so they could probably kill you with a guitar string. So the new update for Helix is 3.5, and they added 2 new amps, pedals, like the overdrive, and there's a booster, a brand new one, and the ability, or they kind of reworked their whole system, so they have their own cap sims, IRs from line 6, and they kind of rework that so that you don't utilize too much CPU power, on the Helix itself. So you're able to use other stuff, like other effects. And the best part is that if I were to use a clean amp, like if I were to use a Fender Twin Reverb, for example, I could have 2 caps running, either the same cap or different caps. I could use a deluxe cap, or something else, and then I could kind of like use 2, 2 speakers for my Fender deluxe amplifier, so I can have like both, and could pan it left and right, and I can even have a sort of a delay, like what I'm doing now basically on my IRs. You can have sort of a delay so that it's not like happening at the same time, so you can actually hear the spread. And I think that's great. I'm gonna build, if I'm gonna like tour with this, I'm gonna build a clean amp setting for this guitar using that, and I think that would be awesome. Yeah, because I'm the only guitarist on this tour, so there's no second guitarist, so I'm probably able to do full stereo, so that'll be great, and that's what I always wanted. I don't know. Wow. Yeah, it's very laggy. I think a lot of us, a lot of them have left. I'm going like, wow, there's only like 8 of us here. No, this is just pretty okay. I get by with my Helix, no problem. I've done so many gigs with it, you know. I have no problem with the Helix. Do I have a preferred speakers on what on my Helix? So far I'm using like the IRs. So the IRs are pretty good. I'm mostly using 212s, you know. So there's this certain set of vintage amps that vintage cabinets that I bought from what is this company? I forgot the name of the company. Yeah. What's the IRs that I bought from? Anyway, it escapes me. I'm really tired, so I can't. I'm not thinking straight. So this is the company that does this IR that I have, and they're really nice. You know, they have some nice Marshall cabinets and some Vox cabinets and some Fender cabinets that I really like. Mm. Okay, I think the connection is back to normal a bit. No, still lag. So any more questions from you guys? Because if there's no question, I will continue to set up this guitar a little bit more. I'll play my Helix Native with this guitar and hear the sound, the potential of it. Probably loop the nut a little bit, you know, have a little bit more clearance cut, and then I'll call it night. I have a full day tomorrow, so to teach. Sebastian, if you want to take lessons, you can reach out to me through Facebook. Facebook, we have I have this page called Jon is Too Loud, so you can join the page and then you can message me from there if you want to, if you're interested. All right. Pray and go sleep. It's like 2 a.m. right now. Some of the guys are coming back over, so I'm gonna wait for them before I leave. It's so rude to leave without saying goodbye. Mm-hmm. It's okay. I have enough nightmares. I like nightmares. Don't worry. I will be your nightmare. I have stuff like pliers and whips and tantiu. You know what's tantiu? Canes. Yeah, I got this. If you know if you're not like playing the right way, pliers, fingernails and stuff. Yeah. Thank you, my Logify. How you doing? Ooh. Ooh. Ouch. It's expensive. How did they steal the speakers? Like, they took the whole cabinet away or just the speaker? Probably the whole cabinet, right? Excuse me. What? You cannot wait for what is it that you cannot wait? Oh, okay. For the lesson. Yeah. Good to know. I had a drummer, my former drummer in the band that I was was with, and well, I had a long talk with him, so it was good. Told him about God, reached out to him, and he accepted Jesus. So that was such a great news. That was like 2 days back. I had lunch with him and spoke to him because he went through an episode of, or he had a stroke, a minor stroke. So he kind of like and I spoke to him, and yeah, so he accepted Jesus. So I was so elated and happy. Praise God. Jesus is so good. Yeah, Sebastian, sure. And don't worry about it. We'll take it slow. Yeah, as long as you're willing to kind of like go in for the long run, you'll learn something. Yeah, my students have been, one of my students has been with me since the start of COVID. So go figure, right? So about 2 years. I had a student that once was with me for 3 years, and then yeah, and he stopped. He became a good guitarist. And playing in church and everything. So okay, okay. Since there's no question, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go sleep, like Sebastian suggested. So let's say a short prayer before I go. Any of you guys have anything that we want to pray together for? Anything at all? Hey, sure, Luca. Prego, prego. Bella, what's that word? Bella, what's that word? I learned a word the other day. E bello conoscetti. È bello conoscetti. Sì? È bello conoscetti, Luca. Okay, nothing, eh? So there's nothing that you want to pray for or anything like that, no prayer request, so I'm just gonna go. Okay. Sebastian, yeah, relax. I take prayer very seriously. Oh, okay, Tim. What's his name, Tim? What is his name, Timothy? Wow. Okay. All right, let's pray. Thank you, Jesus, for tonight. Lord, I pray that, Lord, that you watch over each and every one of us. Even as I call this a night, some of them are starting a new day ahead. I pray that, Lord, your presence will be with them, whether they're working or having a day off or spending time with their families. And for those of us who are traveling, Lord, I pray for journey mercy for us. I also pray for Timothy's friend, April, and that, Lord, that your healing hand will be upon her. That, Lord, that you will show mercy. Through your mercy and grace, Lord, that her condition will improve and eventually be healed. I pray by faith, Lord, knowing that you are able to do this, Lord. So, Lord, have mercy upon her. I also pray for peace into her heart and know that, Lord, that, well, I just pray and hope that she's a Christian, that she's your child, and that she has that faith to know that you will heal her, Lord. I thank you, Lord, for all the things that you have accomplished in our lives thus far, Lord, in all of us, Lord, whether where we are right now spiritually or in faith, but what you have accomplished in us, the good things that you have done for us, the safety, that you kept us from harm thus far, whether it's in our health or in our everyday walk. I thank you, Jesus, for it. I thank you, Lord, that you are ever so willing to forgive our sins. And for that, Lord, I repent for myself, Lord. I repent of all my sins. And I pray that, Lord, that even those among us who are repenting for their own sins, and Lord, that thank you, Lord, for your forgiveness beforehand. Thank you, Lord, for your forgiveness, and thank you for dying for us on that cross in Calvary, Lord. Thank you, Jesus, for your love for us. So, Lord, I pray that you watch over us and give us joy as we make music. And if we were to make music unto you, then I praise God for that we are able to do that. But I pray for joy and peace, Lord, in our lives. I thank you, Lord. I thank you so much. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Right. Thank you for spending time with me. I really like the stream that I'm having this couple of months, because I get to meet up with you guys, the same old guys. We belong to a club. We should name this club. We're just too loud club. I don't know. We're just too loud club. But it's always nice to meet up with you and all you. Yeah. We'll see you. Let me know, Sebastian, if you want to take lessons. You let me know. So to the rest of you guys, take care of yourself. Yes, Richard. Yes, Roger. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Dios bendigas, amigos, muchachos. Adios. Bye. Well, that's a nice one from the lair of the coal. Bye, Bear. Bye, Richard. Bye, all. Bye, Sebastian. Bye, Logify. Bye, Orion.